That's really sad. Isn't that from Saving Private Ryan, or is that a different?
There's a part in Saving Private Ryan where they're where he's screaming.
Oh, he's got his guts coming out, and he's like, oh, ugh. Man, I am due for a rewatch of Saving.
No, you're not. Definitely. No, you're not.
Why not? That's
because look. Woody and I have introduced you to some wonderful properties recently, and you've signed on board and you've enjoyed them fully. The Wire, Sopranos. Your next movie is Terminator 2 because you've never seen it, and it's a fucking classic.
That's my favorite. That's my number one favorite movie ever.
Okay, Terminator 2. That's
I do what I do in life because of that movie.
I've seen
Come with me if you want to live.
I saw that movie. That was the first movie I ever saw in theaters at 5 years old. And when I left, I was like, movies. I want to do movies. I want to movies.
Man, movies rock.
It's so fucking good. It's
the best.
Edward
I showed
Arnold
it to my girlfriend
Schwarzenegger, Robert
she hadn't seen it.
It's Linda Hamilton. It's so fucking good.
I ended up watching the
first time. Oh, go ahead, Harley.
No, it was stupid and retarded anyways.
I have no one to blame for this. I hold no grudge, but I've told it before, but I was young, called myself like 9 years old or something like that. And there was a big movie everyone wanted to see. It turned out to be awesome, but I stayed home because my mom was shampooing my hair and removing lice. And that movie turned out to be Rambo: First Blood. I missed it. I missed the movie.
That's such a crazy movie at 9.
Yeah, you would have enjoyed that at 9.
11. When I was 9, I liked Rambo 3 better. I liked there was just so much more shooting and noises and shit.
Yeah, Rambo 1 is a sad story. In the book, he kills himself at the end.
I didn't know that. There's no book Rambo 2, 3, and 5.
No, there's not. I don't even. The first book wasn't even called Rambo. I don't recall what it was called. But it was not Rambo. I mean, it was about John Rambo, the character. But he's a Vietnam vet returning to a country that's spitting on him, being treated like shit, and all he's trying to do is visit his old veteran pals. Every time
you're confusing your life with the life of John Rambo again. This isn't the first time this has happened.
No, that happened to me. That was me, Charlie. And so it's sad. He doesn't kill a single person in that movie. He doesn't kill anyone in that movie. And no, not a single kill in Rambo: First Blood.
In the movie.
Helicopter. That guy
in the entire movie. Now that guy fell out of that helicopter. Just because Rambo threw a rock at a helicopter, that's manslaughter at best.
Am I conflating different Rambos? Did a branch with spikes on it not disembowel somebody?
That's Rambo 2.
Okay,
right? and that's the Viet Cong. Charlie was coming for him, and he had to get those booby traps involved. Rambo: First Blood. He's in like Portland or like in Oregon or Washington State, somewhere in the Pacific Northwest, and the local police department is chasing him through the woods, even though he really didn't do anything wrong, and it just keeps escalating until the National Guard is called in. But he never kills anyone. Rambo 2. They pull him off the chain gang where he's literally breaking rocks in a prison. And they offer him a deal, either do these 5 more years of prison or do this secret mission for us in Vietnam and go take pictures of American POWs who still exist in 1982, I believe it was. And he's like, all right, I guess I'll go over there and take the pictures. And so they load him up and drop him in. All of his equipment gets cut away. So he's just got his bow and arrow and his fucking knife. And, it goes from there. And he kills, I think he kills 76 people. And on his paperwork, going into the movie, it's like you're looking through his profile, and he only had like roughly 65 confirmed kills in his entire Vietnam service. But in like 2 days, he kills like 80 something more. He's Rambo. He kills a lot of people.
I looked it up. Kyle's right. It does say First Blood he killed 1 person. Maybe the helicopter dude.
It's the helicopter guy. It was manslaughter, not murder.
And then it goes 75, 115, 254 for Rambo 4. Last Blood is 46, and Vietnam War confirmed kills was 59. So
damn, I was close on all.
I think you remember that helicopter because that's the part where he's like, "You drew first blood."
You drew first blood. They drew first blood.
Yeah, I think so. So does that prioritize? Because I don't think I've seen any of the Rambos ever, except for
fuck Rambo.
No, Terminator. Yeah,
Terminator 2. Another movie I saw that I'd never seen, and this was just a couple days ago. Aliens. What a fantastic movie.
Aliens. Did you see Alien?
Yeah.
You watched both.
long time ago I saw Alien, and then I came across
Aliens is like amazing.
Aliens
That's
ago.
so
Everybody's
exciting.
raging about how good Aliens is. Watched it. Tremendous.
Wait,
I really
can you guys help
movie.
me? Which one's 1 and which one's 2?
So Alien is the one where they find the face hugger. They get on back on board the Nostromo, which is the name of their ship. I want to say. I think it's a Nostromo. It's a mining vessel. In any case, it gets on top of this guy named Bishop, and at first he wakes up, it falls off, and everything seems to be okay. And then at dinner, it bursts out of his chest, takes off running. Bishop's dead, and these miners have to try to kill this thing that's on board their ship that is heading back toward Earth. They can't go back into like long-term frozen hypersleep until they kill this thing that is rapidly growing from cat size to 7 feet tall.
Mhm.
And it ends up killing everyone except for Sigourney Weaver's character Ripley. She like jettisons out and she goes into suspended animation in the escape pod. They find her about 55 years later, roughly, and they debrief her. They're like, "Hey, you were the second in command on like a $1 trillion mining vessel that you apparently self-destructed. The fuck did you do that for?" And she like tells them a story about an alien that bleeds blood, and nobody believes it. But the Weyland-Yutani Corporation knows all about these things, so they set up this mission with the military. They send them to the planet where the aliens were found because there's the colony there now, and we've lost contact with the colony. They go there. Sure enough, the aliens have been discovered by the colony because the Weyland-Yutani Corporation told a couple of miners to go out there and look where Ripley told them the ship was. Now they're all infected. There's aliens every fucking where. But this time, instead of a bunch of miners and one woman, it's a team of space marines with Bill Paxton and a bunch of other like hardcore cool guys. Yeah, it's great. And they're just with the fucking giant machine guns that are strapped onto them that are made out of they got the pulse rifles, but then they've got like I don't know what they call the big one that's strapped to them that has like the 0 weight harness on it. That thing's cool as shit. It's an auto gun or something. It's on a Steadicam rig. It really is, with motorcycle parts attached to it. And but yeah, that's a great fucking movie. That's the better one in my opinion. Both are just 4 stars, but the second one's better than the first one for me anyway. The first one's Ridley Scott. The second one's James Cameron, who is also the guy who made Terminator, by the way. So go watch fucking Terminator 2. It's badass.
All right, I'll watch Terminator 2 because I liked Aliens a lot. I still need to finish The Wire. I want to power through The Wire before.
What season are you on at The Wire?
I am in like middle endish of season 3. Like, I guess I'm pretty towards the end of season 3 at this point. Yeah.
Season 4 is very. I found season 4 like easily digestible for the most part. It was very.
Yeah, season 1 was fucking tremendous. Season 2, I gotta admit, there were times on the docks where I was like, I would find myself pulling my phone out.
Go back, the docks is the best when you go back. When I first watched that show, I was like, this show's boring.
Ziggy can eat my ass. I
know, but it's so real. It's so, I don't know. When I go back, like I've rewatched it like a couple episodes here, I'm like, the docks is so, like, I really didn't appreciate it. When I first watched it, I was like, this show's boring. I'm like, why does everyone watch it? It didn't get me, the docks. The docks almost lost me.
I will agree. I like the docks more a second time.
Going up quite a bit.
You know what I think is underrated? You guys will have to help me. Vin Diesel series, maybe, is it Riddick?
Chronicles of Riddick is the first one.
I never watched that.
The first one, and not just the first one, is good. Like, that's a good series. I don't know if I've seen them all, but I've seen at least the first 2 or 3.
Well, it's because a good part of that series plays out in an original Xbox game. And like, it's like his origin story, how he got his eyes shined and he's in prison, and it's like one of like the best Xbox games ever, and it's just weird that it's a Vin Diesel game. But yeah, I love Chronicles of Riddick. It was so good. And
Vin Diesel,
and then they had that one with the dog.
Does
you know the one after that with the dog? He had like a dog creature type thing on the desert planet.
It's weird. I feel like I don't love Vin Diesel, right? The actor, the real life person, and he falls out of shape a lot, which I don't know. It just somehow doesn't meet a Hollywood standard to me. But he's made some movies that are huge hits. Huge hits. Like
the Fast and the Furious series is gargantuan.
Yeah.
But I really like
he might be the number one most $1 billion movies, by the way.
Right? Chronicles of Riddick.
That's Samuel L. Jackson.
I think he's including the Avengers movies that he's in. He's
it does.
Groot.
It's the Avengers movies and the
he's
Guardians of the
Groot.
Galaxy. Yeah, so it's
That's
like
cheating.
It is cheating, but it still works though. But it's definitely cheating.
Yeah. I like him to an extent. You know, when I liked him in Boiler Room. I thought that was excellent back in the day. He showed that he could fucking act for real.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like the first Chronicles of Riddick a lot. They get a little cheesier as they go on, but they never completely lose the plot. And yeah, they're okay.
Which one has the big issue with the sun coming up? Is that the second one?
That's the first one.
Pitch Black.
That's the one I really liked.
Yeah.
That was good. And you find out that the one character has been a girl the whole time.
And he's in Saving Private Ryan also.
He is.
It's like I don't give him credit for being that kind of actor, right?
It's for my dad. It's got blood on it. He's just like, stay down. Stay down. The letter, though. And he's just like, dude, you haven't given us any new information. Just stop moving. We see the fucking letter. And the German sniper is just like, oh, this guy, Jesus. That scene's rough. That's a good fucking movie. It really is. Like Taylor talked about a rewatch of it. I watched it recently. I don't know if it's, I want to say I watched it in 4K, but I'm not positive I did. Maybe I purchased it in 4K too. Yeah. That's one of those.
You guys all saw 1917?
I love 1917.
Can we do Vin Diesel a little? Do you think Vin Diesel makes more money than The Rock? I think he might.
No. Absolutely.
If we're going by like
Fast
the last
and Furious,
3 years,
Avengers, Chronicle of Riddick, like
Vin Diesel's 200 million apparently.
There's no. I would say so. He's in those movies that are very successful, but
The Rock is 320.
Yeah, I think his roles in them aren't as big. I bet he has a producer credit on the Fast and the Furious movies, and that's where a lot of his net worth comes from. Because like the Chronicles movies weren't gargantuan hits or anything. The first one was super low budget. I want to say he financed the majority of it and nearly went bankrupt doing so, and like it paid off. But like Groot, I bet he doesn't get paid that much for Groot. It's got to be a very tiny amount of money. Like if he refuses to come back, they got to be like, well, you know, we can just use the old clips of you saying I'm Groot, you know that, right?
I didn't think
we paid you for as many as we want, you know. That's how in the contract. What are you gonna do? I am Groot.
I can't.